welcome back to the Nerdery. I'm JD and I'm busy.
And I'm Sonia.
And I'm Jimmy.
This week we are talking about everything that is going into the charity auction to benefit everybody that was impacted by Harvey and all the charities we are giving that money to. So yeah, we are of course and always brought to you by Captain Jack's Elixirs. www.captainjackselixirs.com. They're located at 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas 77520. Yeah. Check me out. And All-Star Comics and Games. They're in the Bay Plaza parking lot on Alexander Drive, and also in Baytown, Texas. Phone number 281-839-7127, I believe. I do have it memorized. Check me out. I'm on the ball, kind of, this week. A little.
You said it enough.
Good job, Chris.
I've guessed it enough.
Good job, Chris.
I'm here for you guys. Sometime. But yeah,
I would say we should just keep going with this until we run out of stuff and get more stuff to give away. Or not give away, but, auction up for charity.
It's very rare we talk about comic book stores that we don't have a deal with, but I think this definitely deserves extenuating circumstances, everything that's going on. I was talking to Stephanie at Third Planet Comics over on 59, and she was talking about the problem with a lot of charities and a lot of these benefits is they're real big for the first month, and then they dry up. And that's right about the time where people are needing like winter clothes and money for Christmas, and the benefit has just all dried up.
And that's something you don't think about is even though the insurance is taking care of a lot of the actual house, if they had insurance. A lot of people in Harvey didn't even have insurance on their homes. So they're using whatever savings they've got and whatever they can scrounge up to try and put their walls together.
Yeah.
And you never know what FEMA's going to do to actually...
Yeah, it's always a mystery.
There's going to be plenty of people that don't get FEMA assistance. That's always going to happen.
Yeah.
But then, they had Christmas for your kids right after all that.
Yeah. So I see us doing this for quite a good while. Until I'm going to keep auctioning things until I don't have anything to auction off.
Or
that makes sense.
If we can't find a charity to donate to, but there's plenty of them out there.
Yeah.
So, if there's a cause
since Friday.
Yeah. Also, it is confirmed the Nerdery will be releasing shirts for sale. All proceeds will be going to these charities as well. The Nerdery logo is going to be on it, but not real big. Not like the other shirts we've done so far. This is going to be a little different.
Can they say Heroes Without Capes?
They are going to say Heroes Without Capes.
That's exciting.
They're gonna say Heroes Without Capes Volume 1.
I want that.
Or VOL 1.
Because
it's going to be however I put it on there. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's something I'm gonna keep this going. Because there's tragedies all around the country throughout the year, and this, I didn't expect the kind of response I got. I reached out to a lot of the people that we've met over the years, and I've had a lot of people respond in ways that I didn't expect. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this thing going. It worked. Now it's proven to me that it works, all depending on the auction on you guys that are gonna get on there and buy these items. And
I mean, we're gonna get on there and buy items too.
Oh, definitely.
We're allowed to do that.
There's a certain print that we have a couple copies of, and I know this one right here is gonna get one.
Okay. Are we talking about what I think I'm talking about?
Maybe, I don't know.
Is it the one I told you was my favorite one?
Possibly.
You know what's also
I think I know
what's also really cool about donating or donating some charitable fund to this cause to get something that you can look at and not only enjoy as what it is in its form and its medium, this piece of art that you're buying, but that the money you spent on it is not just going into somebody's pocket.
Yeah, you also look on it with pride.
Yeah. You say, I got that because I did something amazing. And, hey.
That's a cool thing to have.
Yeah.
That's a pick-me-up on a bad day when you look at it and it just reminds you that,
the memory attached to it.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
And that's, you know...
It's a better feeling than coming home with a new thing you bought at the comic book store.
Right. Well, I think
Because
that's...
it's two different
That's
good feelings.
that's why we as human beings do that. You know, we have these things that we keep and we collect, and they mean something to us. You know, there's a memory attached to it. Like I can remember the first comic book, and I can remember the moment I got it and how it happened, and I still have it, and it's hung up on my wall. You know, so I remember that this is why I enjoy what I enjoy. It's that fascination with it. So.
And you know, we encourage that. You know, if you want to be a glutton of collector, now is the time, because all this stuff is going to be for auction. And you know, don't worry if you're not local, we will ship it to you. We do ask that you will be paying for shipping, because we're not making a single dime. I'm not keeping a single red cent for the company. Our bank account will not be changed. All $34 that we have in the account is what's going to be there after.
Yeah. So.
Just put it out there like that. All
$34. All $34.
All I know is I watch our videos, and I know they're not ad free, save for what we
That's
put up
true.
there.
There's a reason there's $34.
We don't make a dime off of the production, the posting, you know, all the correspondence with, you know, all of our fans and the people who actually are watching, keeping up with us. And we enjoy that you do this, and we don't ask anything of you. We don't ask you to waste your time sitting through like a 2 or 3 minute ad, you know. But don't get pissed at us if we ever do, you know. But we're not going to spam the shit out of it. But right now we're not even worried about that.
No, the only thing we've made money on is of course our embarrassment drives.
Yeah. Yeah,
we've made money off that.
But that's, you know, come on.
That was funny.
You're selling yourself and your shame for the enjoyment of others.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
And we needed new microphones, we needed a new
it.
camera, we needed lights, and y'all pulled through. Y'all, you know, we got the donations we needed, and we had Lewis in a dress, and we had Steven in cosplay as Sailor Moon.
And I would say the proof is in the pudding, because if you go back to our older episodes, you notice the production value has changed.
We also have a designated videographer.
Yes. But what are you talking about? He's your producer, man.
Yeah.
He's got brains.
That's above videographer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're really gonna have
all
to
video
punish
production.
He wears many hats.
He does.
It's one of his hats.
And he's an amazing editor.
He does great work.
I love what you do, buddy. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
We joked about this
That's
off
the
camera.
captain.
Yeah, that's the captain.
captain.
We've joked about this off camera, but I actually want to do it on camera now. Do you still have all the little outtakes and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah, I still got them all.
I'm drooling for some B-roll, man. I want to be disgusted by myself. This is great.
Okay. What I want to do is I actually want to press that to DVD
Wow.
and wind up selling that.
Okay.
Because as much as people do enjoy watching us, I'm sure they would enjoy us watching us screw up even more.
I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of a scary thought. What if you have somebody out there that just like, well, they probably wouldn't watch the show anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want hard copies of myself out there.
That'll be all right, Jimmy.
I'll be right next to
already
the
on the
Fantastic Four movie. You know?
You're already
But
What
the
does
Roger-
it matter if
the
it's
Roger
a hard
Corman-
copy? Once it's out there, it's out there.
I'd be.
It doesn't come back to you.
I know what would happen though. I know what would happen. A copy of it would somehow end up in a resale video shop next to a copy of Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. I know exactly. Hey, there's that nerdery shit right there.
No. Because we're not close to it alphabetically. So you should be okay.
I'm just saying, man. People have been known to, you know, they picked us up and they were like, oh shit, there's that Roger Corman Fantastic Four.
We'll be right
But they
before
got,
Nerf Wars.
Nerf Wars.
If they ever make such a beast.
We could do that. We could do that. Are we talking like Nerf guns?
Yeah.
We could do that.
It was suggested earlier today, the Nerdery versus X-Men. I said, oh yeah. The Nerdery group of people who read and talk about comic books facing off against real deal superheroes. Or even, at worst, really in shape people in cosplay. This is going to go well. I got 3 good punches in me, that's it.
I'm just going to say you probably wouldn't have to supply any Nerf guns. Maybe some ammo, but not any Nerf guns.
Yeah, Jimmy's well equipped.
I got on a Nerf gun kick.
So do y'all know of anybody that actually lost comics in the storm?
I don't know anybody personally.
I know that Bedrock.
Because I was thinking there's
Bedrock
probably
off
people
of Bay
that
Area
did.
did.
Yeah, Bedrock Bay Area. I know they got it pretty bad.
Yeah.
That sucks. Because I know you were saying that they weren't putting out the new ones like they're supposed to right now because they're not.
Yeah,
getting it
a
yet.
lot of people are not getting new books right now, just because it's been a huge disruption in shipment.
Yeah.
Some of your bigger companies, they've been able to get by because they tend to have a store that can receive everything else and
my
distribute it
Makes
amongst
sense.
the rest of
Yeah.
them.
So I got my comic delivery early this week.
No, I would say that business was actually pretty fortunate because they have so many locations.
Yeah.
And it's not corporate owned. I mean, it's
Yeah, it is privately
one sole
owned.
owner. But
They do have so many locations they
Yeah.
are able to receive at an off-site
I'm surprised
location.
Dimensions didn't lose a bunch
we-
of comics.
they were they were lucky as far as shipments, I guess, because you're telling me that everybody else didn't get theirs. But they at least got last week's.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm just surprised with them being in Seabrook. I thought they got hit harder than that.
Dimensions?
Yeah.
No, Dimensions
Seabrook
was
is
untouched.
close. Yeah, they're close to the water, so everything runs off.
Yeah.
And we've gone through a dry spell.
Well, my
so.
aunt's house is even further to the water than they are, and she's
Yeah.
fine. Just Seabrook sounds like a bad place to be in a hurricane.
Apparently, All-Star, they were gaming.
Yep. Yep.
Just people
I
got
drove
stuck
by there.
and they like stayed, or
No, they were just coming up to go play games. It was raining.
well, there's more games to play if they're done with the one they're playing.
Yeah.
We never lost power over there.
Yeah, that's. I went over there to check on Sterling to see how everything was, see if they had any loss and how business was going. And dude, we were never closed. Like we kept business hours. It was just raining.
They're on the same grid as the hospital too, so they would get power immediately.
Yeah.
that's convenient.
That's what sucked at working at AMF. Power went out. They were on the hospital grid. So that happened one night, and every entertainment business was out except for us. We were jammed up for like 3 hours. No, we were jammed up for the whole night, but I think it was like an hour and a half wait.
Well, I'm sure these people are just absolutely anxious to see what we have.
We can just keep going on.
Yeah, we can.
What we
let's-
have so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's some
this is
pretty
what we
awesome
have so
stuff.
far. We
I
do
think I
have
see
more
the
stuff
one
coming
that
in.
I was thinking about earlier.
I don't think anybody's
I can see
seen
the
any
corner
them.
of it. I know what it is.
Yes, he sent me an email, so Tanya's already seen 3 of these.
No, I know, just because I saw the corner, it's the one I was talking about. That
All right.
I'm gonna bid
These
on.
are sent to us. Huge thank you to Isaac Goodart. Absolutely incredible guy. He is the artist for Postal. He sent us a bunch of prints. This is just a huge
That is
amalgamation
awesome.
of Marvel, IDW.
I would
That's
say-
a really
Image.
good one.
We even have
That's a really good
Mulan.
one.
What's really interesting about this piece is it's all female characters and it spans practically the entirety of all of mainstream comics,
Yeah.
regardless of publisher.
That is
It's
cool.
beautiful. You did a great job on that one.
And we have
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones.
As Jim, I think. It'll be a great costume.
I love it. I love it so much. And this one, I'm sure Tanya's going to wind up buying. We have multiples of, I think all of these. We have multiples of.
Well, I'm buying one of those. Because I thought about buying one of Isaac's prints online when I saw the print. I wanted to buy it online. So now it's already in my house and I'm going to bid on it, and then you don't even got to pay for shipping to me. But that's that one.
That's cute.
Which is,
That one made me so happy inside.
That's like
I'm
that's
surprised
That's
our
beautiful.
peanut
Yeah.
gallery isn't looking at this.
oh man.
Oh.
That's like one of those hang in there
And
inspirational.
it, like, even the way it went
posters.
down,
It's
bro,
huge.
because in the book, the tree got old taking care of the kid and then died. And Groot did that. Ah, it's beautiful.
if
And he's a fucking tree, so it's so perfect. It's a great concept.
Now-
I love it.
I'm going to warn everybody that I will be bidding on this against you. because this is one of my favorite pieces that Isaac has ever done. Postal is actually described as a Norman Rockwell painting with blood.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a whole month where Image did Norman Rockwell appreciation. So pretty much every cover artist did a Norman Rockwell tribute cover to whatever title it was going to.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And this is one of my favorite covers that Postal ever got. And yeah, I'm going to be bidding on it. Because that's just too epic. So a huge thank you to Isaac Goodart. Show him love. He's out there on Twitter, Instagram. And go pick up his book. Go pick up Postal. It's absolutely incredible.
Or any of the other ones that he does amazing art. Like
yeah, he's done covers for. I know he did a cover for Green Lantern Star Trek. I love that cover because it's got everybody in it. From the Nerdery Vault, we have Seven Deadly Sins Book 1 and Plastic Man, which is a Collector Core exclusive. These will be getting auctioned off together.
That's pretty awesome. So if you got an anime and a DC habit.
Yeah, that's your package right there. From Rick's Comics in Clarksville, Tennessee, we have...
Tanya, why aren't you doing your thing?
Oh shit, they're like in front of me though. Like, my fucked up leg. Look at me.
How's that coming out over there, Captain? Looking good? That is an amazing figure, too. Like, that's flawless.
Well, it's more of a statue, but it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool, and
That's
apparently
past figure point.
apparently there are more.
Yes, there is a Superman, there is a
Oh,
Wonder
wow.
Woman, there is a Batman.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
And this is from Kotobukiya, which, dude, they make some
Fancy.
really high quality stuff. Everything that I've seen of theirs
Yeah.
has always been really high quality.
Yeah.
And don't fret if you didn't get a good enough look at this. We'll be talking about it on Toy Time. I'm almost certain.
Okay.
A little bit deeper explanation on it. Some more stuff from the Nerdery Vault. We'll get to that in a minute. Also from Rick's. Oh, that massive thing. This is 75 years of cover art. Marvel cover art. This normally goes for $50.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah. And now, y'all keep in mind, this is for charity. So if you see bidding starting out at retail price, it's for charity, folks. Calm down.
Yeah.
It's not like we're making money here.
Yeah.
Like, there's people losing money to help give that money to somebody else. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you see this come up online and bidding starts at $50...
show them the other side.
Oh, yeah.
It's got some awesome art. You're looking at classic, modern, you know, it's cover art.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Fascinated by it.
And this is just freakish. Like, cartoon level size freakish.
Oh, yes. I think they've got to learn how to draw Deadpool that's like half the size hardcover. Yeah.
That's pretty serious.
Actually, the whole thing
Now
in
to look
shot.
really silly.
Really?
about it.
Wow. There you go.
There
Tanya.
you go.
Can't see Tanya.
It's all about
can't
the
see.
hand.
That's why I thought it'd be funny that way.
All right. And I believe this is the collection of Monsters Unleashed 1 through 5.
That is cool.
Once
again, this normally goes for $50.
That's a giant.
And it looks like
That's a
yeah.
giant hardcover comic book. If you, if
You can make a
wall.
table out of it.
yeah, little
End table?
Yeah, I would hang it on the wall because then like
With
just
what?
a couple nails, the little hooks, and you just display
Just
it on them.
drill some holes in it.
Yeah,
Put some hooks through it.
not on the book. It sits on them, Jimmy.
That'd be a lot of weight.
Or you can get gutters. I've seen it on Pinterest, and you put the gutters in the wall and you put your books in them.
No Pinterest. Okay.
It's a thing. People do it. I mean, I don't do the things, but I look at the things that people do.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
No, I've looked at like some custom Lego sets on there. It's pretty.
On Pinterest?
Yeah. you should check those out, man. They are ridiculously detailed.
That's cool.
Like there are people that are building like the single blocks, like the 1x1s, and they'll make like a little castle with a moat and bridges. Saw somebody take like an old chest of drawers and turn each drawer into a different scene.
All right, and there's 3 more packages that are already ready from the Nerdery Vault. I'm actually going to go backwards in these. Drax #1, came out last year. Harley's Little Black Book #1, which is actually appreciated in value a good bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this one I'll save for last for obvious reasons. It's a very notorious issue. It's sparked an entire movement in the Marvel Universe. But Steve Rogers, Captain America #1, and yes, this is the actual Hail Hydra issue.
And if you didn't know, this has actually reached its conclusion.
Yes.
So, that's issue 10 of Secret Empire.
Yeah. But all that is going to be in a package.
That's the start of it.
In another package, once again, going backwards, we have Chewbacca #1. DC Bombshells #1.
Okay.
You can have that one.
And this one, yeah, why not, man? Why not?
Why not, dude? Get Booker
right.
T in your life.
This, I know if you're outside of the Houston area, you may not have seen this. This is G.I. Bro. Booker T, the professional wrestler, one of his original personas was G.I. Bro. This is based on that persona, and Booker T is heavily involved. Now, this particular issue has been signed by the writer and Booker T, and Jimmy can vouch that legit, this was signed by Booker T. Hudson.
I shook the man's hand. I was a little frightened. It's like, holy shit.
So, if you're a wrestling guy or a comic guy, that's a good package for you. And another package. It's only 2 books in this one. Darth Maul #1. And this is why this package only has 2 books. Tales of Honor, Born to Kill, #1, SDCC exclusive cover. Not just the exclusive cover, but the exclusive Virgin cover, signed by Matt Hawkins.
Awesome.
Damn.
And that's a really long description, and I'm sorry, but
That's all very relevant description
yes,
for what that is.
there was a lot of fiery hoops that I leapt through to get this.
I'm really surprised this is in this right now instead of just your box over there in the corner.
I told you, I'm going to go through my collection. I'm going to go through the vault. Everything's going.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just what we have so far. We have more coming.
And if you have anything you want to contribute to it, we'll take your donations to auction off. If you don't have the money to buy a bunch of stuff, but you got some stuff that you feel like is worth auctioning off, we'll take your donations and auction them off to the people that have the money to give to us. To help with it.
And Katrina, just bring it across the street. I'm right here. If not, you can ship it or take it to 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas 77520. And our lovely sponsor, Captain Jax, will be happy to accept it on our behalf because I can't be here all the time.
Yeah, we don't want you to leave your shit on our front porch.
No,
I mean, I
it's
don't
not
know that we just want to give them all our address either.
Yeah, that too. So this is
we'll
going
give
to
them
a
the captain's
business.
address.
We're better off giving Captain Jack's address. It gives them some publicity. So somebody's got to stop in and donate. If you vape or you know somebody that does, vape juice is always an awesome gift.
It is.
So
It really is.
pick up some vape while you're there.
Or buy a big bottle of vape to donate to what we auction off.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that,
You
right?
gotta check the site first.
Okay.
You gotta make
Check on that.
Yeah. I don't know what you're using.
I'm pretty sure that one that I had up, but yeah, we'll check on that. That's the point. We're gonna check
Sounded
into
good
that.
to me. It's a thought though. It's in process now.
Yeah, yeah. You know, here's the way I've always looked at sales. If I can make money on it, I'm gonna sell it. The current job I had, I told my future manager, dude, tell me how much we paid for the desk. I'll sell it and make us money.
There you go.
Tonight's movie in the background is League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
This is kind of a crazy movie.
It's kind of a crazy car.
I like the car, and that's actually practical.
It's interesting.
That's with the two-steer eyes. I've seen a guy in Russia do that with one of those little Yugos or whatever.
Oh
He
wow!
actually put 2 front steer axles on it and extended the body and frame.
Probably needed to make a handle.
Some beers. Because you put yours down too.
Yeah, you'll just have to guess. Sorry.
Jimmy, should we thank them
Look, we got
for all the koozies?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Huge thank you to Sweet
No,
Trucks.
don't. Edit that out. If any of our employers see that.
Now that ain't watching.
Oh, God.
what? We're doing promotion.
For a business that's
For-
no longer there. Well, I mean, it's
Well, they gave us a whole bunch of koozies, okay? Of what? And a ridiculous amount.
it's one thing if we have a koozie, but don't mention it.
Yeah, well, it's done now.
You can't tell Jonathan not to mention something.
That's
Think about live. It's out there now.
I see.
And I'm sorry we are not
Psychology.
watching the chat. Is somebody else watching the chat?
Nope.
I've got it on, but nobody's really talking.
Nobody's really talking? What's wrong with
We've got
you?
a few
Don't worry
people
about it.
talking, but
They're not like asking us questions. They're
they're asking
saying
questions.
relevant comments.
They're making comments, but they're not asking
Relevant.
questions. I haven't been monitoring it too well.
Oh, come on,
He's like
Derek.
just now reading the few things that have popped
I
up.
don't usually monitor it.
Well,
Patty does it.
Monitors it.
Balls. I do it on my phone for me.
Jesus.
He's my technology person.
Anna's talking a lot.
Well, shit, what's she saying?
She's going off, no, LOL. I'm talking. Did I get banned? LOL.
Did I get banned? I love it. That's great. No, Patty couldn't make it tonight, and I stood in and I dropped the ball.
It's all Patty's fault.
That's what she normally does. She didn't say in her text that she wasn't coming. Don't forget to monitor the chat. So yeah, blame Patty. It's on her to tell me what my responsibilities were here.
Yeah, Anna's talking a lot.
Jesus.
Yes, drop the spotlight. They are watching. Yes, Booker T. We had an interview with him. I don't remember if that actually made it onto the channel or not. I don't think that one did due to incredibly poor audio. But that was back in our
Early days.
yeah. But I'll you know what? I'll do my best to dig it up and I'll put it on there because it's around here somewhere. I know it is.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of those interviews though.
Well, we were trying, man. We were trying.
Send them
Yeah.
to me. Let me see if I can clean them up.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We actually have a producer now.
Yeah.
We could have him look at that.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
And a videographer. We'll have them team up on it.
Team up with himself. Congratulations, you're now multiple man.
Multiple man.
Well, drop the spotlight. If you want to bid on that GI Bro, it'll be there. It'll be up for auction. GI Bro and the Dragon of Death.
I think Patty told us to shut our whore mouths. Is that Patty?
Yeah.
She said, shit your whore mouth.
All of us?
Shit your whore.
Yeah, I like shit your whore mouth.
Who? What? I don't
Shit
you
in
know,
your whore mouths. That's a better one.
I don't know.
That sounds incredibly unsanitary.
I don't think anybody needs to know what that entails. I really don't.
No, it's pretty descriptive as it is.
I'm trying not to think about it, Tanya.
I know.
It's terrible.
That's what I'm going for.
So all of us is shitting what?
Is that like Human Centipede or something?
Yeah.
Just make a circle.
Unless
It's
you're
like a
just-
circle.
oh.
It never ends.
Oh no. God, don't give Hollywood ideas. They're desperate. Okay. Next thing you know, we're gonna see the centipede
True
ring or the
statement.
center ring,
The centering.
and we're like, oh no, what the hell is this? JD's thought come to life. Hope somebody pays you for it.
That'd be nice.
I'll give you a whole $12.
$12 is $12.
This is true.
I just saw your screen name.
What's my screen name? Oh, Karma Chameleon. That's always my video gamer name. It's my anonymous name. I made a
Not so
Facebook.
anonymous anymore.
Yeah, I've made a Facebook and an email and everything for it. Whatever. I
Well,
don't
you
care.
screwed that pseudonym up.
It's cute. I tried to put it in as 3 commas and then chameleon, but it never lets me use that as a name. But I thought that'd be a cute one.
You're ridiculous.
It's more than 3. I don't remember the number now. You know what I mean, though. You get the point.
Nobody knows what you mean.
Feels that way sometimes.
I'm right in the same boat with you. Just shut the fuck up and keep
Okay,
rowing.
is there anything else to talk about with our back on trackness?
Back on trackness. That's all we have at the moment.
Yeah.
At the moment. But we do have a lot more stuff coming in. I am getting emails pretty frequent of people, how do I get this to you? Where do I send it? So once again, for that, that's 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas, 77520. And a huge thank you once again to Rick's Comics in Clarksville, Tennessee, and Isaac Goodhart. Man, that's incredible. That's a lot of money y'all are giving up to help out this cause, and we really appreciate it.
Anna wants us to discuss comics.
Discuss comics. Well, you haven't read squat lately.
No. No excuse.
I know. I had to take your titles off my subscription list
It happens, bro.
because I kept buying them and bringing them home and just watching them get dusty.
Yeah. I know. It happened to me.
But I've been reading Darkest Night, or Blackest Night. Blackest Night.
Blackest Night?
Blackest
Yes,
Night.
Blackest Night.
Blackest Night. I am now on the last trade of Blackest Night.
How bad's it getting?
I've gotten through all the main stories. What I'm reading now are the tie-ins, which some of them are absolutely incredibly interesting. Give you a lot of insight into the characters themselves and the struggles they've had to go through.
Well, like the Black Lanterns is what it's focused on. So
The main title
right,
is.
and the way Black Lantern works, if you've never read any of the Blackest Night or Brightest Day issues, basically, if any DC superhero had died in that universe,
Or was when it began, it was dead.
or was dead. So
Right,
it was dead, and then
It resurrected him.
it would resurrect them, but they weren't like zombies per se. They would feed off of people. What would they would feed off their heart or something like that?
Yeah, basically what they would do is essentially your dead loved ones would return
And come back to haunt you.
to elicit an intense emotional response, and once your heart was full of emotion, they would rip it from your chest and eat it.
Lovely.
And that fed the Black Lantern power battery.
That's lovely.
And once it was fully charged, basically anybody who had been dead and resurrected, like back to the living, well, they can become Black Lanterns now too. So like Superman, Hal Jordan, Barry Allen.
It's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible thing that somebody should read. And JD is in the process of doing so.
I'm almost done. Almost done. It is a lot of books, folks.
That's Jeff Johns, man. We're probably going to do like a 5-volume,
Full review of, because you can't just jump into Blackest Night.
Per book. I'm betting.
Yeah, you can't just jump into Blackest Night because there's so much that happens before that if you haven't read, it's just not going to give you enough information. You're not going to understand a lot of stuff that's going on. So you have to start all the way back at Sinestro Corps War.
Yeah.
And then you have to read through that. And then there's 3 other books and stories that you have to read. And then...
That's a lot of commitment.
I bought that first issue of Sinestro War because I saw it on the rack, and it just, for some reason, it drew me, seeing Sinestro and a whole bunch of other Yellow Lanterns, and I'm like, holy shit, there's a Corps?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to be the start of something big. And it was, and it blew my mind. I didn't read all of it. I wasn't quite that dedicated, but I picked up pieces here and there and stuck with whatever core I felt was more interesting.
Yeah.
It's an amazing series, and Jeff Johns did a wonderful job of bringing up the different spectrums and what they
Oh,
represent.
yeah.
And
There's only one that is not fully explained, and that's the Indigo tribe.
well, yeah, you got to leave some mystery there.
And there's still mystery. I'm now just to the last book of tie-ins,
Yeah.
and I still don't know where they came from, who started it.
No, I'm saying that well, I don't know if it gets resolved, but
If it does, it's going to have to be in Brightest Day.
quite possibly. And I think Hope.
Hope is explained in one of the tie-ins.
Oh, okay.
Because it actually gives basically a Saint Walker origin.
Okay. And Hope is basically they have lantern rings, but the rings are not effective unless there's a Green Lantern around.
Yeah, they can give hope to others. They can fly. They have durability and whatnot, but they can't really form powerful constructs or anything without a Green Lantern present.
Right. Now, how does orange work? Avarice or greed,
Yeah,
as most would say.
it's kind of odd.
There's only one.
Yeah, there's only one ring, and basically how the Corps is formed is Larfleeze, the guy who has the ring and has the battery.
Because it's his.
Yes, don't argue. It's mine. That's what it'll tell you. Mine. But anybody that came to his planet, well, he would kill them, and then basically steals their soul, and then they become a construct as an Orange Lantern. So, yeah.
Just all kinds of craziness in that story arc.
Yeah, his tie-in in Blackest Night is really messed up.
Yeah. And I think Lex Luthor went as far as to become a recruit.
Yes.
A living recruit.
Yes.
And he was all down with helping the heroes till he saw the other lantern rings in action. He was just like, oh, I gotta have that one. And
Yep.
that one. And that one. And he ended up fighting the people who he was there helping.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy.
And at one
What
point he
happens
actually...
all the time in real life.
Yeah.
You get a little taste of some power, you want to have all of it.
Well, not lately. Actually, what, Lex Luthor is now a Superman?
Yeah, and pretty benevolent from what we've seen so far in the books.
I think he just resurrected Bizarro. Like, Bizarro was dead and he brought him back to life or something. I don't know how that worked out, but you might want to check it out.
That was in Red Hoods and the Outlaws, wasn't it?
Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Yeah. But at one point, Lex Luthor actually tore away the lantern from Larfleeze, and Larfleeze was not depowered whatsoever. He was still fully and wholly connected to the battery.
Wow.
Because it's kind of a Smeagol effect. He had it for so long that he's now connected to it.
Wow. So, what, Lex Luthor would, run around with Larfleeze as kind of like his, what was the name of the cat? The Red Lantern.
Oh! Ah!
It's there. I know it.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's in one of those books up there. One of those many, many books.
Well, there's a cat that's a Red Lantern, and Red Lanterns are based on rage. Basically, the effect of the ring is actually pretty ridiculous.
Violent.
And probably very painful. The energy from the ring goes through the bearer's blood veins and vessels and all that stuff and pushes out their blood and actually puke acidic blood.
Well, their lantern and rings are both forged from blood.
Yeah.
I feel like the Lantern series is a very expensive habit to get into.
It's not really a habit, it's a collection. You know where it's going to end. No, you don't. No, you're right. It's a pretty expensive habit.
That's why I'm calling it a habit.
Hey man, you got to give it to DC. They generated a lot of source material they can fall back on. There's a lot more stories to be told with that material, and they're doing it.
Yeah.
They have set the foundation for something that is probably going to be one of the, say, heydays of comics, where you have some pretty historical stories come out. Back in the 90s when we were kids, this wasn't a complicated, wasn't a complicated story. It was pretty simple. You got your good guy, your bad guy. Sometimes there were some, platitudes that were dealt with that people could wrap their minds around. I had my friend's mom saw me reading a comic one day, and I was like 11 or 12 years old. She asked me, she's like, "What's that word there?" And I can't remember the word, but I pronounced it to her, and I did it. I pronounced it properly, like she like she understood, and she wanted to see if I understood. And once she realized that, I could read, and do you know what that means? I was like, yeah, I know what that means. I tell her the definition of the meaning, and she was impressed with it. And she allowed her son to read comics after that.
Gotcha.
So,
keep in mind, folks, if your kids are reading, your kids are reading.
Well, I think it helps.
And Laura started off with comics whenever she had just learned to read, so she wasn't ready to read chapter books because they were overwhelming.
Right.
She would read comic books at night, every night for a little while, and now she's reading on an 8th grade level, and she's in 3rd grade, just went into 4th. But it started with reading comics every night.
Those books are...
I mean, we screened the content
Yeah.
and the context of what was in it, but before we gave her one, I mean... She didn't need to be reading everything at 6 years old in comic form, but the Teen Titans Go was her favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she wanted to read the most of.
That was the.
But it's a good one because that Teen Titans Go does have big words here and there. Like.
No, you'll find
she got good at reading that.
You'll find that even it's to get you to think. I mean, you can sit a kid in front of a novel that has no pictures in it, and they might not find any interest because
they get bored, and then your eyes just start following the letters, and you're not actually paying attention to what you're reading.
Yeah, and nowadays you think about it, the kids aren't exposed to material like that. A lot of schools, a lot of businesses, a lot of people. We as people aren't. You have to go to a bookstore. You have to go to a comic book store and buy something that you want. Otherwise, it's at the touch of your fingers. You can find a PDF of it, or you can download it from a site, and you can read there. But I think that takes away from holding it and being able to turn the page.
Yeah.
And, it's that feeling.
Is it really that important to you that you find this specific page? That
No, I'm good.
Does anybody out there know the name of that cat?
Yeah.
Google it.
Mother of mercy.
Off topic, have y'all heard the latest rumor on Shazam?
Which Shazam?
That the movie?
The one with Dwayne Johnson, or
No, now it's they're talking to John Cena.
to play Shazam? Wait, but
He's on the front runners.
but Dwayne Johnson.
I could see that.
I think he dropped out.
Why?
For playing Black Adam?
I don't know. He might still be at it, but I think he might still be doing that. But I think John Cena's going to play Shazam.
Well, yeah. No,
I could see that.
I could see that too. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
That works.
Who would play Billy?
Ooh, Billy Batson. Kid from Stranger Things.
Which one?
The one.
Will?
I believe so.
Yeah.
The one that was lost?
I think Will might.
The main kid
Yeah.
is Will.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
that
could
would be
see
a good
that.
choice. Yeah.
So is it going to be a WWE production?
It better not be. Better not be.
If Vince McMahon gets his hands in that, I'm going to be so pissed. No, they've put out films before, and they've kind of stayed away from the hokiness of
I feel like I could
wrestling,
still see
the squared circle acting.
I could
They
still
kind
see
of leave
the
it in the ring.
moment where
And
like
it's-
they play the music in the one scene of the movie though, just to like, on the TV in the background or something as a little like Easter
John
egg thing.
Cena.
I could see him doing an Easter egg
Or
thing.
you like pick up the phone
Yeah.
and call a number,
Yeah.
and you get the John
Da,
Cena.
da,
like-
da, 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 yeah.
Somebody's ringtone.
That's good. Yeah, there you go.
And Superman would turn to him and go, "Hey, you just got John Cena, man. That's it's kind of ridiculous."
I just want to see the first time he transformed, just like they did it in Justice League War. Where he's standing in the backyard with a wooden baseball bat, Parademon busts through the fence, little kid standing there with the bat, and come and get some, ugly. The camera zooms out, you see the whole city, Shazam! You see the lightning bolt come down, you just see the Parademon go flying out.
Oh man.
That was cool.
Yeah. There's actually a animated volume that DC did, which was like 3 shorts, and it was the first one was a Superman versus Black Adam, and I think there was a Spectre and a Jonah Hex story, and that's a really cool series to catch up on if you can find it. It was just titled Superman versus Shazam, but it was like 3 little stories, and
I've seen it.
yeah, and that's a really cool way to explain Billy Batson and Shazam in a 15 to 20 minute span. It's a really good primer to get used to that character.
Billy Batson is also a huge part of the Kingdom Come story.
Yeah.
Huge
Oh
part.
yeah. Oh yeah.
He pretty much
That and Mr. Mind.
Mr. Mind, yeah. But I'd say Billy Batson in Kingdom Come pretty much played the same role that Spider-Man did in Civil War. In the comics, not in the movie.
Yeah.
He was the man in the middle.
Oh yeah. Well, he was kind of the man in the middle against his will.
Yeah.
You had Mr. Mind, you had Lex Luthor, the whole... It was crazy. It was like they depicted the Legion of Doom as kind of like this, evil board of directors.
Yeah.
And they're all old, but they're all holding this position in some office, and they decide the fates of heroes and villains because they have a hero in their control. They're in the political climate.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Superman's retired. Kingdom Come is an awesome series. It's just 4 books long. If you want to find it in individuals, you may be able to. Trade's the best way to go.
Yeah.
Because there are actually omitted pages that they put back in the trade.
In the trade, yes. And you gave me the trade. Well, you bought it for me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I was over budget. And you
Yeah.
said I had to read it.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's vital story to read. Read it however you want, but if you can get a hard copy, that's always the best. I mean, Alex Ross's art is just something to behold.
And it's one of very few books that is his art from
Yeah.
cover to cover.
His father played a big role in that book. He actually used his father as a model for one of the characters, and it's really cool in the position he puts him in.
Yeah.
It's a great story. You get to see some really cool cameos and inside humor. It's real highbrow humor, but it's beautiful. What you're seeing on the cover there, that is the internal art. If you're not familiar with Alex Ross, I don't care how he does it.
He is hands down the best artist in the biz.
Yeah, whatever medium he's using, he always does a great job. And I think he started out watercolor. I think now he uses programs that help him out.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to give the guy any shit. And the reason why is because if you can use a program that makes your penmanship or your art style look that good, hell with it,
Especially because that's the only way you can do a book this size with
Right.
every...
No, he did that all in watercolor.
The whole thing? There's
Yes.
no
Yes.
computers involved
Nope.
in
No,
this.
this
That
was before...
predating,
That is insane.
predating that kind
There's
of
so
technology.
much time in that.
Well, you see, with technology now, since they've gotten to the point where he can utilize technology to do the same art, that's an amazing feat, and it cuts down on his time. He doesn't have to actually put pen to paper, and he can
But
still
that's
produce
what's crazy
a good
to me
product.
to think about. How many man hours did he log making that book?
No, it's like Akira, the animated motion picture or the animated film. I would say motion picture, film, whatever, because it deserves it. Katsuhiro Otomo, I believe, is his name, the creator. When he was making the film, which was like a 4-year process, because everybody did everything by hand. It was like all the backgrounds, all the in-betweens, and the man did not want a single bit of motionless scene in that movie. Like, even if it was down to like facial movement, on a character, there was always something moving. It was like Kurosawa, It's great.
Yeah.
They make mad films?
Oh, wow. Another thing that I found really curious about this story, and I love that Mark Waid did this, but the Green Lantern in this is Alan Scott.
I didn't know that. I thought that was Al.
No, it's Alan Scott.
That makes more sense.
And Jay Garrick as the Flash.
Wow. So the Justice Society
Yeah.
were the prominent ones. Well, they didn't have They didn't have Barry or Hal show up.
No.
Just think at that point, maybe Barry and Hal were dead.
Hal had actually left the Soul system altogether.
Oh, okay.
Like, he was still Guardian of 2814, but he was not. He made no presence on Earth whatsoever. And Alan Scott had even retired from Earth and was pretty much just living on the moon. I think he had a satellite orbiting.
Yeah. He was kind of watching over the Earth, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he had retired from society.
Right.
Just like Superman.
Well, yeah, but everybody was forced to.
Yeah.
And
They had outlawed superheroes.
but
Well, not really outlawed them, but just made it too ridiculous for them to stick around.
yeah. It was kind of like what they did in Dark Knight Returns. They just took it in a different direction.
Yeah.
But what's cool is DC acknowledges all of the material that they put out.
Yeah.
They
It all exists. It's all real.
They decided to get rid of the retcon and just be like, hey, you know, this
Different
exists. It's just not right here. It's over here, over there.
Which is cool because when they do have these big events, all those characters come back.
Yeah.
Like in Convergence, one of the coolest Superman that ever existed, and unfortunately only had 2 appearances, got a 3rd in Convergence.
Nice.
And that was Stan Lee's Superman.
That is cool.
And it was actually described as a universe whose creator had created it and abandoned it.
Man.
But there was actually a panel that showed Stan Lee's JLA fighting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So I love how they acknowledge everything. So it's everybody always with this one. That was when everybody was like, okay, does this fit? Is this because it was so good and people had such an interest in it? They were always wondering where does it fit in the universe? Does it fit in? Is this a one-off? Is this just another Elseworlds? And originally it was labeled an Elseworlds.
Originally it was. Now here's the cool thing about this is this is one of the few books that doesn't necessarily have its own universe. Reason why is because none of the universes have reached this point in time.
Yeah.
Because this is a very, very far-flung future.
Well, I wouldn't say too far flung. 30, 40 years maybe.
Yeah. But it's been a while.
Yeah.
Because Bruce Wayne's been allowed to age ridiculously.
Well, yeah. I mean, but
He has mobility in the strictest form. Like he has an exoskeleton that moves him for him.
Superman, if Superman wasn't a Kryptonian and hadn't absorbed enough of the sun's energy or radiation, he would probably look like Bruce Wayne.
True.
I mean, he is a Kryptonian. Bruce Wayne's a human being, but I think he may not be spry, but he still has this technology to lean on.
Yeah.
And they really look. This story is amazing. If not just for the art alone, and you do see some cameos there. There was, I don't know if they've taken it out in the newer renditions, but there was a panel or 2 in there that featured some Marvel characters in very, very tiny scale.
Yes.
Just barely make them out, but
they are in this one. I don't know if they're still in the newer ones.
and just the way he used a lot of the relics, icons, buildings, significant symbols and structures in the DC universe as kind of repurposing them to tell the story.
Yeah.
And you'll look at a page or a splash page or something and you'll be like, oh my god, that's this from this and he used it as this. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But he's very imaginative and it's an amazing book. You guys check that out if you can get a hold of it.
And Alex Ross is one of the very few artists that's worked for virtually every publisher out there.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worked for Dynamite, and I don't think he's worked for Avatar. He worked for Avatar.
He made his big break in Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel's and...
I know he's done Vertigo, he's done Image, he's done Dark Horse, he's done DC, he's done Marvel.
Well, Marvel's the first 4-issue series that he did for them, which were kind of I would say along the scale of this one. There were 4 issues, 40 pages each, no
Prestige issue.
Yes, prestige, no advertisements, and they were amazing. And they were about the equivalent of this, but it was an earlier work. You know, it was kind of like, but it wasn't the future of the Marvel Universe. It was a man witnessing the Marvel Universe unfold before him. Like he's this photographer for a newspaper in New York, and he's watching from the inception of the X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. He's watching all these things unfold before him, and he's chronicling it. So you're reading his words about what he's observing. It's a fantastically amazing story. But what I can say about the artwork, you can tell the difference. In Marvel's, it was very unpolished. It was a little rough. It was still beautiful, but if you compare it to Kingdom Come, you can see that he had really polished his craft by this point. He had done a lot of work that made it look so realistic. And that was just something that Alex Ross was fascinated by, was the DC universe as a kid.
Yeah.
So, I think he loved comics in general. And
well, I know he does use models and photo references.
Yeah.
And for those of you who want to get into ultra realism in art, honestly, that's the way to go.
Yeah. It's always good to have a reference. That way you can capture what you're trying to purvey.
Exactly.
And I mean, if you want that kind of detail and that's what he was looking for, you have to go to that.
Yeah. And of course, using his father as pretty much the main character.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever, I need you to look like this. Oh, well, never mind, I've seen it. I need you to look really mad. Never mind, I've seen that.
Yeah. That's really cool that he actually got to do that and kind of share his childhood with his dad.
Yeah.
In the process of doing that. It's a work. That's what makes that story so damn good. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
It's a collaboration. It's something that, brought them together.
And this is a story that has a really great message as well.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to spoil the message. If you want the message, you need to read the book.
It's a great.
Come on.
book.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny input. I know you haven't read it.
I was just looking at it from the side, and I thought it said Klingon something, and I was like, what are we talking about? I thought
You're
that was a
thinking
Green
Star
Lantern
Wars.
thing.
You're thinking about that Star Wars
Yeah.
now, aren't you?
My mind was wandering off topic, I'm not gonna lie.
With that Millennium Flying Saucer thing. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't
The
follow
Millennium
these.
Saucer.
It's not my
Millennium
thing.
Saucer. It's like one of them Star Trek whatchamadoodles with the
With little black floaty boats.
with the Star Wars black
Oh, I
floaty
think I
boats.
saw
That's
that
how it
one.
goes, man.
I saw that one. I did.
Oh, that's terrible. Why did I go there? No, I
don't know, I just
I
felt
totally
like it, Jimmy.
flubbed, and I was like, how can I say something like that without sounding
Sorry,
silly?
Jimmy.
Just ramp it up.
Fuck
Yeah.
Anna went to bed earlier, I'm assuming.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah.
Sure
It's
she's
a little late now, but I was
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure
I'll
she's
finish
still
it.
watching, yeah.
What you were talking about.
It's probably like, I don't know.
It's like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I can't blame her. She gets up at 4 in the morning.
That's ridiculous.
She's hardcore.
I can't live my life that way.
Like clockwork, man. She is.
I
she's
couldn't
up and
live
out.
like that.
I couldn't have a job that doesn't let me come in late. Can't ask that when you're interviewing either. Is that gonna be cool with you? Let's figure this out right now.
I'm consistently inconsistent on, my punctuality.
I'll work overtime, make up my hours, but you gotta let me be late. I'm not a morning person.
Not really a midday person either.
No.
Or evening or afternoon.
Yeah. Life is so bad with me.
Don't you just love it when people's private shit come out in public?
I have nothing to say in the matter. You guys need to get your shit
Smart
figured
guy.
out. I am Switzerland.
There you go.
I'll listen to your problems,
It's a good place to be.
but I'm just going to tell you need to figure it out.
Well, we're almost out of time. So,
Do it our sponsors again? Is that...
yes, huge thank you to Captain Jack's Elixirs, www.captainjackselixirs.com. They're located at 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas, 77520. They are accepting donations for Heroes Without Capes. So
yeah, and
ship it or send it there, or if you're a good friend of mine and you've been to my house before, just drop it off.
yeah.
Call me first.
Yeah, if you already know where we're at.
If you feel like going ahead and watching this video again, also liking it, subscribing, whatever you feel like. If you feel like going ahead and watching this video again, just to help us get more views, boost our popularity, or tell a friend to watch us again, just so you can
Share.
roll over all the cool stuff that we'll be giving to you for donating to the cause. So please, please, please keep watching. Help us out with this so we can
And
get
check
the
our
money to these
website for
people.
updates on when we're posting all this stuff.
Yes.
On the website that it's going on for auction so that you can get in on that.
Yes, I will be putting up, once the auction is open, I will be putting up links over every social media we have, Instagram,
So follow
Twitter,
all of our
Facebook.
social medias so that you're up to date on that information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
segue
And that way you don't
nice.
miss out. That way you're not like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that auction thing. When are they going to be done with that? And it's
And
too
when
late.
when that auction
It might be
opens,
too late.
when that auction opens, it's fair game.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's everybody's included.
Yeah.
If anybody else in this room right now wants something off that auction,
They're going to be bidding.
they're going to
Yeah.
be bidding. So
Including this
it's your
guy.
job to outbid them if you want that thing,
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
I want that Norman Rockwell.
Isaac
Goodhart.
Goodhart. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think there was another one, a cover of a comic where they did a lunch counter.
Yes.
I have that one. It's beautiful.
I
beautiful
have that
stuff.
book
If you're
as well.
a Rockwell fan and you don't mind a little twist of
Blood.
or some sort of insanity, check it out.
Well, but, you know, it's. I always thought it was fitting that he did them, and because its postal is described as Norman Rockwell with blood in it.
I think Matt Hawkins found great.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, great creative mind to keep that title
Oh, yeah.
going. So there we
Yeah.
go. We're just going.
And a huge thank you to All Star Comics. Phone number 281-839-7127. They're in the Bay Plaza Shopping Center on Alexander Drive, also in Baytown, Texas. Huge thank you to those guys. I'll be talking to Sterling this week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. But what they're going to give?
we gotta donate something. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm out of shit.
I'm out of shape.
Round is a shape. I'm in shape.
He's
Close.
very in
Oh,
shape.
okay.
I'm in shape.
But you're out of ship, so you're not ship shape.
You're
No.
not ship shape.
No, I wouldn't want to be ship
But
shape.
you are in shape.
You know how hard it'd be to walk through a door shaped like that?
That'd be pretty crazy.
I just made Peanut Gallery facepalm.
Yep.
See-
Because he pictured you as like the cartoon where you were like.
You're at work, you're looking out the window, and you see some guy get out of the vehicle or whatever, and you're like,
Shaped
oh,
like the Bismarck.
yeah,
So what happened to there?
we're gonna need to open them doors a little bit wider.
There's a big window there. It's going to be
We
okay.
should probably let these people go.
Yeah, I'm going to let y'all go. I guess. The hilarity will continue off camera. If you can call it that. I call it insanity. You know.
Yeah,
Potato, potato.
can't go wrong there.
No. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatnot, what have you.
Don't forget to check out our website, www.thenerdery.net.com. Or
Dot net. Just dot
no
net.
dot com.
.net.com.
.net.com. Go ahead and try that. See what
We're not a
happens.
com.
That's going to be on the DVD.
Oh, shit. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.